Everybody, welcome to the JG Show. I am behind the curtain with Curtin. Here we're going to be talking about technology, innovation, travel, adventure, mental and physical health, and much, much more. Here we go.
And then we've got our other contender, John Graham. John
Graham Popper, an Australian businessman based in Shenzhen.
I'm not I wouldn't say nervous. Hold out your hands. Let me see how steady they are.
欢迎来到 JG 秀 Welcome to the JG Show.
Record. All right, let me see. Is this working? You've got good Wi-Fi. I've got good Wi-Fi. The little red light is on. It means it's recording. We're on clean feed
above
here.
average.
And we're talking to Curtin, wherever he is in the world. Where are you, bro?
Oh,
this is episode 1.
I am
4th attempt.
1.2.
Yeah. How many attempts have we had to get an episode of Behind the Curtain out? I believe this is our one, though, bro. I think this is it. The first of many.
It's a big curtain. I'm hiding back here. I'm now in Mallorca on a rooftop.
You
looking
sent me a photo here. That's pretty. Look at that, huh?
Yeah. Last night there was a helicopter with a searchlight going everywhere.
Really?
It's kind of weird, man.
Is that normal? That part of the world?
I hope so. That's kind of a cool tradition, right? Like, come to our island, get searched at night by police.
Jeez. What's the COVID situation like there? Maybe they just don't want people out.
Oh, man. Spain they've kind of lost all authority over the people because they keep changing the rules all the time.
Okay.
And the rules are so ridiculous, man.
Okay.
Like, in Barcelona, if you don't wear a mask in public, they can charge you 100 euros.
All right.
But if you're smoking, you don't have to wear a mask.
What?
And if you're smoking weed, it's like an 80 euro fine. So if you're not wearing a mask, the cops will charge you 100. But then if you say, oh, I have weed, which is illegal, you actually get a lower fine.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I killed a guy too. Oh, okay, well then have a nice day.
You're on, you're good. And
it's
if
like
you just
the more illegal stuff you do, the better.
And if you're just smoking a regular cigarette, they'll leave you alone. You're like, oh shit,
yeah, exactly.
I'm smoking, bro. Leave me alone.
Exactly. So there's one place, a cafe in Mallorca, where everyone is sitting down outside.
Okay.
And people that were smoking could not smoke at their tables. They had to stand up and walk to other people's tables, and they could smoke near them. So 2 tables had to basically like switch to smoke.
So
and then they would switch back and sit down. It's like, what?
Interesting, huh?
It's just like arbitrary, random rules. In a gymnasium, you don't have to wear a mask, but you have to wear like rubber gloves.
Okay.
Like you're gonna kill a chicken or clean a toilet or something.
So gloves, yes, but
And
mask, no. But okay.
So people are doing pull-ups, like ripping their gloves open on the pull-up bar, and
getting in trouble.
Yeah. They only allow 2 people in the changing room at a time. So I said to my friend, like, we should just go into the men's changing room and do Gangnam Style for like 10 minutes on repeat. And if somebody opens the door, we'd be like, sorry, only 2 people.
Sorry, yeah. Interesting. So
I don't know, man.
If you're sweating,
they're trying, but it's just changing every few days.
I see.
And no one really is enforcing the rules.
Okay.
So some people are like, oh, we're not allowed to do this, and other people are just doing whatever they want, and I don't know. There's no real leadership, I guess. And all the countries are doing different stuff, so people are kind of nervous, but they're getting sick of it.
Wow. So let's backtrack. How did you get to where you are now? Let's backtrack to basically the beginning of the year. How COVID basically crashed down on you, right? Because you had you were telling me some plans. You were going to go here. You're going to do this. You know, you're going to go to this place.
Yeah.
And it was all canceled, right?
Back before the end of 2019, I was actually eating bat soup as well, but nothing happened to me.
Nothing happened.
So
no change there.
yeah, it was just
what the
just
fuck?
that guy in Wuhan, I guess.
Yeah, it's just him.
I just gotten back from Jordan. I moved to the Netherlands, so I had New Year's in Amsterdam. Started my new company, the Inside Out Apparel with the tattoo shirts. So I was set up in the Netherlands. Everything was great. Did some filming in Poland. Went to Germany for a guy's going away party, and things were pretty normal. Lockdown came when I was in the Netherlands, but I was living alone.
Okay.
And working from home. So nothing really changed for me. March, April, May, things are pretty normal.
You're pretty chilled out.
Yeah, middle of May, we got an office in Amsterdam. So I started to go into there sometimes. And the Dutch were pretty chill about everything. There was no lockdown.
Okay.
People were always going out, no masks. A lot of stuff was open, but you just had to get takeout. So that was fine, pretty much. Everyone else was losing their minds. It's pretty lonely. And then stuff that got canceled was like Africa Burn. In South Africa, we had a big group of 60 guys that were going to go down and build a sauna in the South African desert. I was going to fly over to Shenzhen.
Yeah, bro. You're on your way here. That got canceled, didn't it?
I had my ticket. I was going to go to Bali.
Right? So you just
in
had to get it
March.
refunded or something. It was like, that was the fight, was
Wow.
getting the ticket reimbursed and changed, and, you know, it just kept
The
canceling.
Shenzhen one I still don't have refunded, actually.
What?
From February.
Really?
I just spoke to them a few weeks ago, and they're like, yeah, we've applied to the airline. We're waiting on the airline. It's not our fault. It's the airline's fault. I was like, okay.
I see. God.
But it was fairly minimal, you know, all the damage that it did to my personal life. You know, I'm fine.
You just had to basically stay put, right? You just had, you know.
Yeah, exactly. A few friends got sick, but we realized that no one's, well, maybe I'm just lucky, but no one's checking.
No one's checking? Oops, did I lose you? Come back. Come back. Oh, no, it did. I might have to pause the... Yeah, so basically all I just recorded that first section, and then if it cuts out, I hit pause, save that file, and then start a new one, bro. That's it.
That's cut and paste.
That's right, dude. Just keep doing it, and I'll have like
we're doing arts and crafts.
yeah, however many files
Our
we have
voices.
is how good the internet is, either on your side or my side.
300 files in one.
Yes. So, dude, what were you saying?
Podcast.
Where were you? You dropped out on. It wasn't Burning Man. It was the other thing that you said. What's it called?
Burning Man, and then over to you in Shenzhen, and then Bali.
Yeah. No, but what was the name of that event?
Nothing was really.
What was the name of that event? That it wasn't called Burning Man.
Oh, sorry, Africa Burn.
Africa Burn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Africa Burn.
Africa Burn. So that was canceled.
Burn, baby, burn. Yeah, we ended up kind of replacing it a little bit.
All right.
So in central Portugal, we had this little island, and we floated a bunch of boats out to it.
Okay.
Got a speaker with a generator, and we had a Zoom call with a guy in Mexico who taught us how to do fruit healing. We had a bunch of fruit,
Okay.
like papayas and pineapples, and started rubbing fruit on people. It was very strange, but you know,
Wow.
it was kind of a little tiny replacement for Africa Burn.
From Africa Burn. All right. Fruit healing.
Yeah, fruit healing. Do it. Get
That's
out there.
right. And you were on that island when we had that behind
That's
the
right.
curtain attempt.
That's right. That was that
failed.
same weekend.
Okay. And then
I was
now,
at some farm in Portugal.
now you've gone off. You're on the way again. You're on the move.
I'm in the sea, in the Mediterranean. Woo!
With clearly better Wi-Fi.
Yeah, man. Ah, exactly.
So what did you do for COVID? Like, how did you? You said you were getting back into the gym. You were starting your fitness. Your fitness was getting on it. Did I lose Curtin again, motherfucker? I think I lost him again.
Yeah.
So I got another file saved. And I changed to a different Wi-Fi at the office here / studio. We have
/ boxing ring.
yeah, we've got a couple Wi-Fi, so I'm trying all of them, seeing which one is the most stable.
You could glue them all together to one big one.
Yeah, I mean some of them are VPN Wi-Fi, so maybe I don't need a VPN for this action.
Coming to you from Bulgaria, from Japan.
Yeah. Oh man. So you got? I was gonna say you got back into fitness during COVID. You got.
Yeah, man. A lot of stuff happened. We got into writing a book, getting back in shape, learning Dutch. I stopped choking myself.
Okay, quit that, right?
Yeah, stop that. Yeah, man, the fitness was great. I was in the best shape of my life in 2007,
Okay.
right before I got the diabetes. And then I got injured in rugby 2008 and kind of didn't really get back into shape and was just slowly getting weaker from 2008 until last year. So I went to the gym a bit in 2019 for a couple months here and there, and I started going back during COVID, and feels great, man. Just, I don't know. I guess as you get older, your body is not so reliable. So taking care of your body feels a lot better than it used to. So,
yeah, you were quite
breath of
athletic
fresh
in your
air after
younger
a
years,
workout.
right? You had like.
Oh, I was the number one, man.
Yeah.
I think people in America, they all knew me. I was pretty famous. I was the most athletic boy in the world, doing
Yeah.
swimming and running and
You were quite the
jumping and all
jock,
that.
right? You had.
Oh
Your,
yeah. It was fun. My whole life was organized sports. When I was younger, I didn't really know how to make friends. I would just join a team and have teammates. And that all, fell away as you get older. So then coaching sports and traveling around the world, refereeing, all that stuff, it's still been a big part of my life. But it's been tougher as these kids get younger each year,
Yes, that's right.
Gosh, man. I remember in Shenzhen playing for the rugby team there. We had this guy show up with all these muscles. He was like 6'4". And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just here for a university thing, just for a few months." How old are you? I'm 20. I'm like, oh crap.
What the hell?
This guy's born in like 1998. Yeah, what is that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was rugby, right? You love rugby. You were a big rugger, aren't you?
Number one. Best sport. That's so good. Yeah, man. Rugby's been great too. It's kind of a connector. It's a big enough sport to be around the world, but it's not big enough to be kind of expected or popular. So I'll go to a place like Spain, here, and you just like, excuse me, bartender, can you put the rugby match on television? And they're like, rugby, what? And some guy hears you at a bar, and he's like, "Oh shit, I like rugby, yeah." Become like best friends. So those little family around. I remember that one time when we played your brother's team. That was fun. When you and I were teaming up for that try in the second half.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that. That was good.
Unstoppable.
That was good. You ran it through, right? Wasn't that? I remember.
Yeah, you cut through 80% of it.
That's right, and I offloaded it. Yes.
Like 4 guys were falling on you, and then you offloaded it. I took that step. What's up?
Done. Yes.
That last guy and in, baby.
Boom. I remember that. That was an excellent try.
That day was so hot.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It's like 37 degrees.
Like the surface of the sun.
Oh my gosh.
It is not necessary. Playing rugby, Shenzhen, it's like you're playing during summer. It's such a crazy season. Huh?
Yeah, it's insane. I remember the guys were like, "Can we move the kickoff?" And we're like, "Yeah, what? Like 6 months?"
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're now here in Shenzhen. We're right in the middle of summer. I wouldn't say it's deadly hot, but yeah, it's pretty hot here.
Yeah.
And it goes on until November. It keeps going.
Yes. Gosh, that Asian heat, man. I always forget about it. Then I go back, it slaps me in the face. I wake up in a pool of sweat.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's my own sweat.
Yeah.
Maybe not hopefully, but it's always my own sweat.
Ideally. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So you got your fitness back together. You've been grinding it, and then you started this new business. What was the tattoo business, dude? You didn't have that when you were here.
Well, it was an idea, December 2018.
Okay.
In Brazil, and then during 2019, we were kind of like putting up a website and talking about how it would work. There was no money in it. And there were no official employees. We weren't registered or anything. And we started in January.
I
set
see.
up the business.
Cool.
So,
okay.
Yeah, officially, COVID-19 started in.
It's how you get COVID babies. This is a COVID business.
This is a COVID business.
Yeah.
I might have a COVID baby as well. Why not? Name it after the business.
So the tattoo business, this is where you basically make apparel, you make shirts. Yeah. And they have the tattoos on the shirt that is actually on the person's body. And it's kind of like that's like their shirt, right?
Oh, definitely. Everything is custom. It's definitely theirs. You've got a guy with a snake up and down his arm. Mm-hmm. And he goes to work and nobody ever sees it because he's got to wear clothes to work most of the time.
It depends his job, but yeah.
Yeah, he buys one of our shirts. It's a long sleeve, button down, whatever kind of shirt you want. And it's got this gorgeous snake embroidered on the arm.
Yeah.
Like gold or a black or whatever you want. And people are like, "Oh, that's a beautiful shirt." He's like, "Well, I have this tattoo, under my shirt."
Yeah.
If you got a short sleeve shirt, you can actually have the tattoo continue from your arm up onto the shirt. Looks kind of cool.
I see. Yeah.
So yeah, the tattoo stitching is exactly what's on your skin. Yeah, and some people, they think it's weird, and some people love it. They're like, "Oh, I need one. I need two." So we're trying to provide that for them. Some celebrities are, really kind of full of themselves, and some footballers, some musicians. They want to go on stage with like a paisley shirt with their like tattoos stitched in orange, or like, give us a call.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I can see how that it would be quite catchy. You're displaying your artwork, in a more acceptable way, right? You can't, obviously, like you said, you can't take your clothes off in most jobs.
Yeah, and some people, they have like a huge, I don't know, like chest tattoo, and they've tried to do some cover-ups, like their girlfriend's name, they cross it out, they put a wolf or something, and you can have whatever artwork you want on the shirt, so you don't necessarily have to have what's exactly on your skin. That's what most people do, but you don't have to. So some people have been using it to do like touch-ups or, I want to get this tattoo. So they get it on the shirt first.
Yeah.
They really like it. Then they get it on their body. And
yeah.
There's all sorts of things. So it's fun. We've got a photo shoot next weekend in Amsterdam with some of our new models. We'll get some new videos for the marketing, and man, it's exciting. It's exciting to put together a product that is not really in the mainstream. Maybe something people have never seen before, and building the whole supply chain by yourself.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is interesting, right? I can see how that would be quite trendy, right? Like you said, people getting a shirt with tattoos that they want to get. Maybe they don't necessarily have them, or maybe I could get a shirt with Dwayne Johnson's tattoos. You know?
Yeah, we're looking into the legal side of that stuff because Conor McGregor, David Beckham, all these famous celebrity chefs. There's all these people with kind of famous tattoos, and if you go to a UFC fight and you're wearing a shirt that says "I love Conor McGregor, I love Ireland," it's like, okay, that's okay, I guess. But it'd be way cooler to walk up with a green, white, and orange Irish flag shirt with his tattoos stitched in black.
Yeah.
And it just says McGregor across the stomach, and it has all this stuff, and people would just say, "Oh, where did you get that shirt?" So we're looking into the legality of different countries of selling other people's tattoos. But for sure, you can get your own tattoos. So
nice. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Who's a lot of famous people with their tattoos. People would be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just get
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. has a kissy face on his shoulder or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
like this. Interesting. It's very innovative. It's very behind the curtain.
Yeah.
It's good. It's very curtain style. Yeah, dude, I've got so many freaking tattoos. I'd be curious to see the shirt.
You keep shocking us with a new one.
Yeah, there's all these ones I've got booked.
Your left arm's good? You're like, yeah, my left arm's good. Oh, and this part, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, now another one. Now this one, yeah.
you know Don Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Shenzhen. He moved over to Thailand a year ago.
Yeah, crowdfunding guy, right? He's very big on. Yeah, he loves his crowd.
He kept going, man. He's got a bunch now.
Did you see the product he's launched just now as well, where it's like a deck of cards?
Yeah, man.
That's so cool. It's so simple.
It is cool.
I like products like that. They're good.
Because going to the gym, especially with a mixed group, people that are at different fitness levels.
Yeah.
It's really hard to work out together. Because the serious people are like, oh no, I just put in my headphones and I got to do my 1.5 hours of my thing, and some people are like not so comfortable with the squat rack, and they're like, I'm just gonna do body squats, Well, this game is perfect. You just get like 4 or 5 people, go outside and like flip them over and have some fun with it. Do like 50 burpees and 25 push-ups and jumping jacks for 2 minutes, and everyone's kind of doing it together. It's fun. You could challenge each other. You could break into 2 groups. It's waterproof.
Yeah, everyone gets a turn.
Sweat on it.
Yeah, they get a turn to flip a card, right? And then if someone chooses something hard, they all go, oh, like, hey, why do I always choose the hard ones?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're always choosing the easy ones. We like you.
Oh, it's burpee Beth. Beth always gets burpees.
Yeah, that's right. I like that.
But
it's a good product.
Yeah, it's a simple game and it's useful. I think that's the beauty of all this crowdfunding stuff, is that they're competing with the huge manufacturing companies that are pumping out, games like Monopoly and Twister, and then you get these little independent ideas that are challenging them.
Yes,
and for the consumer, it's perfect because we have both.
Yeah.
So we can play Risk, or we can play Drama Mayhem, which was his other game from last year.
Yeah, he made some other ones, right? He had some other. Yeah. Okay, I haven't tried.
We had a great time making that video in Shenzhen. That was really fun. We did a bunch of video shoots in a few different locations, different costumes. And that was kind of the beauty of China that I'm trying to tell people about. A lot of foreigners, they just focus on the boogeyman. Everything is communism. They keep saying that word.
Yeah.
They have communist breakfast. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah.
But I tell them like my day-to-day life in China was full of all this amazing creative stuff. Like, you know, do a video call with this company in the morning, go do a video shoot for your friend's new product on some crowdfunding site, and then go to some independently organized talk at a cafe from a Chinese guy who speaks English, talking about like study abroad, and then you can go to dinner at some big event, and then you can go to like an Irish bar and watch the World Cup with a bunch of expats, and
Yeah.
get a taxi home and talk Chinese to the taxi driver about the recent wildfires in Australia or something. And like it's a pretty mixed, pretty interesting day-to-day life. People are testing drones in the street for their little startups. There's AI conferences, and you're just meeting so many different kinds of people that are involved in so many things.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
everyone else is thinking that it's like this wet blanket communism where people are just like drones, like wake up in the morning, eat soup,
Yeah. Yeah.
go to work at 7 a.m. I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's actually quite a fun, innovative place that's always doing new things.
It's doing new things.
Things that you wouldn't expect it like 5 years ago. You wouldn't have expected like, oh, this is something I didn't think would be coming to China or would be doing in China or be started in China, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Ed Zachary, man.
That's very true. We should segue into fitness technology, like with the.
Oh yeah.
Because
Do you know anybody in that field?
Yeah, like you're. Yeah, because obviously me doing it and you bringing up Don and his crowdfunding, and you got a lot of experience with crowdfunding. Not only that, but also technology and sports and fitness.
Tech crowdfunding, yeah.
You know enough about the Fire Now mirror, right? What are your
Yes.
thoughts on all that? What are your initial thoughts on this?
I remember years ago, I saw a mirror or some kind of glass device that had a screen kind of in it. And it was so unclear. It was so hard to see the image that they were trying to project or whatever. And you had to be in the perfect light, and it was all this stuff. But the Fire is much different. The Fire is like, dang, you can see like full color. You can see like the sweat droplets like on your arm, like in the video.
Yeah.
It's very clear. It's a touch screen. It's like all this, the tech has jumped forward, these last few years.
Yeah.
I think people don't know this exists, but as soon as they realize what it feels like to use this, they're gonna want this in their kitchen, not for exercise, but the same technology. They're gonna want it in their kitchen. They're gonna want it in their bathroom, all the mirrors. Could you imagine like brushing your teeth in the morning, and you're watching news videos from while you were sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, there was a bus fire in Philadelphia.
Yes, I
Bus
see.
on fire on your bathroom mirror.
Yeah.
And it's like the weather is at the top, like raining on your bathroom mirror to show that it's raining outside.
Yeah.
So when you're doing fitness, we just mentioned that there are some people who don't have the proper, stance on a squat, or they don't exactly know how far to do a certain exercise. And it's so awkward to bring a laptop on the floor and try to squat down and look at it. And it's so much easier just to have a mirror with a trained, a professional doing it in front of you, and you just kind of copy their motion. I think it's really flipping cool, man.
Yeah, that's right.
I think the biggest issue is just people don't think it exists.
They're not understanding it, right? And maybe thinking.
Yeah, they have to see it. They have to like try it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to try it online.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Maybe like once somebody gets it in Berlin, for example, and then it'll be in the news in Berlin, and then people will come to see it in Berlin. One gym will start using it, and then everyone is like, oh, I want to buy that screen, that mirror thing that I saw in Berlin, and boom, and then they order one, and then they have it at their homes. But I'm super excited. I think there are so many people with crowdfunding, right, where they have a problem in their lives, but maybe they don't want to admit it, and then they see a crowdfunding product. They're like, oh my gosh, this would actually be
exactly what I need. Yeah.
This would fix my problem.
Yes.
But they're kind of a little bit scared of admitting they have the problem. And I think fitness is one of those areas for sure. People don't want to admit that they use the pull-up assist. You know, I did 20 pull-ups. Oh, did you use the weight assist? You know?
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's
very true.
That mental hurdle. If people can get over that, they're gonna buy this Fire. Yeah, this is cool. It kind of opens the door to a whole new level of products you can put in your house.
Yeah, like the home gym. This is obviously where I'm putting a lot of attention, right? A lot of focus is exploring this and the business behind it. What how big it is, and different kinds of people. What do they need in the home, and all of this. But yeah, I mean, technology, I think for sure is one. An AI reading technology. People say, "Oh, I can't afford a personal trainer," or "I want a personal trainer, but there's every whatever excuse where I don't have one." And you say, "Well, just get a virtual one." And they're so sweaty, they smell.
Get away.
Yeah, don't touch
They
me.
always have like very powerful shoes. The latest.
They're intimidating.
latest.
Yeah.
Like, this Nike has mayonnaise in it. Like, what? That's not helpful. It's the latest. Okay.
It's the latest. I stayed up all night to get these at the local store.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You try to sell the sale is like having a personal trainer in your home, and a lot of apps already have this, right? You have you can even have a online chat, but with the mirror, it's like now you got the person standing in front of you, so you should be more accountable. Yeah, there's a little bit more motivation behind that, but I don't know. I honestly think I still think there's a long way to go before people are kind of sold on just on that idea.
Well, it's definitely going to change as children grow up with this stuff. I mean, you've already got kids who have Siri and Alexa in their homes, helping them with homework.
That's right.
And they're going to grow up always wanting some kind of, superpower at home, whether it's a personal trainer in their mirror, or a chef teaching them what to do in the kitchen, or a voice in their living room playing music for them.
That's right.
That's just normal for them, the same way that we have music everywhere. We grew up with Walkmen and cassette, players on your hip. Well, that was crazy. You couldn't just carry your own music, before my generation. And then we had CD players and MP3 players, and now we have streaming services. So my generation is used to having music whenever we want, wherever we want, in our control. We don't have to wait for the radio to play our favorite song,
That's right.
And that's what's going to happen with this generation. They've got this personal assistant, this personal trainer, this personal whatever, everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're going to want that. But it's a good thing you did it, man, and not me. Because I think my sense of humor, I would mess with the people too much. I'd be like, all right, everybody, get out your 5-kilogram dumbbell. And they get it out. And then I'd pull from the screen, like, get out your chicken. And I had like a live chicken.
Yeah.
They're sitting at home with no chicken, like, I can't do this exercise. I don't have a chicken.
Yes. Yeah, you would be unbearable. They'd be like, "Is he joking? Is it?
Yeah, is he serious?
Am I supposed to do this?" Like,
I start deadlifting the chicken. I'm like, just squat down, bend your knees.
Yeah, put your chicken back in the cage now.
Put your chicken. Turn your chicken upside down.
Yeah, you'd be the worst. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
man.
But yeah, it's exciting. Fitness technology, things are changing. It's mad. It's mad. I know you have a very keen mind for this, for innovation, and for that. You've got a, you like this. So being out of Shenzhen, for as long as you have, I mean, you left. It's almost been 2 years, right?
20, yeah, almost. I think it was October 2018. Yeah, so.
So
Oh my gosh.
when you're in Shenzhen
Yes.
and you're enjoying all this innovation and speed and just like you said, when you describe your day and there's some event to go to and this AI conference is here and oh wait, cool, now we can use an app to do this and now this. When you're in this environment and then you leave and you go to the countries that you've been up till now, you must see such a dramatic change. Do you miss that? Do you
Oh,
miss
man,
the speed, the fucking the way?
It's a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. I grew up in the U.S., and so we're kind of considered part of the West, right, with the advanced European countries and Australia and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still shocked when a bunch of us in 2020, we go to a restaurant, we sit down, and there's no menu. We have to wait for the waiter to see us and talk to us and then bring a menu.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're trying to look at the pictures. We're like, hey, what does this sandwich look like? And there's no picture of the sandwich, and I don't know. Then we're trying to pay for it, and it's a mess. They're like, oh, we only take local credit cards, or we only take local Maestro card, like in the Netherlands. Yeah. Or like, oh, we're cash. We don't do cash, or we only take cash. Can you split the bill? Oh, it's a hassle. We did la la la. And I'm like, guys, China had this 5 years ago. They had QR codes on the tables.
Yeah.
No waiter, no waitress. Anybody can just scan, look at the food pictures, look at the prices, pay with WeChat, one touch.
The only
food
thing you
arrives to your
need,
table.
exactly, you just need the person to bring the food. That's it.
You want to do split bill? They can do split bill. It's all in your phone. And it was one single app, and it's it's 8 years old, 7 years old now.
Yes, that's right.
It's like they already fixed this problem. Why are we still having this problem in 2020 in the advanced, super sophisticated Western world?
Yeah.
Little things all the time are so frustrating. So I think China, they, if they don't think of the idea themselves, they at least copy it and use it and make it ubiquitous. And then it's like everybody is like, okay, we all have, what is that? Those Wi-Fi boosters to boost the signal. It's like you go into an apartment and they're like, yeah, we have Wi-Fi boosters. You're like, okay, cool, solid. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then you get a huge apartment in Barcelona, and it's like, oh, you can't, you can't drink the water. You can't. There's no oven. The fridge is kind of broken. There's no Wi-Fi. I'm like, oh, what the heck,
Yeah.
And people are kind of living off the 20th century.
That's right.
You go to Greece or Portugal or Italy or parts of the U.S. and everyone's just talking about how great it was. Like, oh yeah, we had after the war we had all this stuff. Like, yeah, it's nice, but what about all this tech solutions? What about in China when my doctor gave me a website and he said, check your condition on this website, and if it gets to level 7, then call me. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I was chatting with my doctor on WeChat, hey, I'm at level 6. And he's sending me a little video, do this, do that. It's like, why can't U.S. doctors have video chats with people and send them videos?
Yeah.
Prevent them having to come in.
Yeah.
And waste time and money. It's little stupid stuff that's so useful.
Right. Dude, I gotta tell you about this service. I'm not sure if you've heard about this, but actually a lot of foreigners are using this. So you know how sometimes you're outside, say you're at a pub and you're drinking with your mates, and you drop your phone and you crack the screen, right? You crack it.
Yeah.
You right then and there, you can call someone to come. He comes in on a scooter, right? An electric powered bike. He'll get there. They promise to arrive I think it's within 30 minutes. And they can fix your screen right then and there. You pay them and they leave. That's like a very common service that a lot of foreigners use. I was like, it was one of those things that, you take it for granted here, right? And then I'm like, I don't think anybody anywhere else in the world would understand this. You know what? Yeah.
Man, that China's so good with that last mile type stuff where large companies have a hard time getting to the actual customer. Like they'll get to the city or the neighborhood, but
Yes.
it's hard to get to the actual apartment.
Yeah.
Well, China with food delivery, they were gangbusters, because they had to go through gates and buzzers and stairwells and all these random Chinese apartment configurations, but they did it.
That's
they figured
right.
out how to do it. And then remember those drunk driver guys?
Yes.
Didi
They help you.
scooters?
Yes, they
Oh,
drive
man.
you. Yeah.
They drive your car home for you.
That's right. They have
I tried to explain that.
Yes.
People don't get it here. They're like, who's driving my car? I'm like, some Chinese guy. And then he gets his little scooter and he goes back to the bar.
That's right. He has it's a little electric powered scooter that can fold up, and they have everything. It's a full kit, right? So they'll come to your car, they'll fold their scooter, they'll put it in your car, and they have like this wrapping so that it doesn't scratch anything in your car. So that the scooter just is sitting there and not damaging anything. Then they get out, they put on their own gloves so they don't actually use their hands to touch your and then they use their phone, for the Didi, and they even have a holder that can go onto the car, so they don't even have to use your fucking holder. So that they're like a full setup, a full kit, and they're just like
his own seatbelt.
Yeah, and
my own seatbelt.
yeah, the last time I used it, I did it to help my buddy get home. Like I said, "Oh, can you drive him home?" So because my buddy was drunk, and he's like, "John, just get me home. Just get the Didi driver." So I'm telling him like, you know where to go, right? And the guy is like, "Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. I'm good. I'm fine. Yeah." And I'm like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, it's fine. I can do this." And I'm like, "Okay, are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, do you want me to call you later? And he's like, no, I've got this. Like, can you imagine this person? He's really good at getting drunk people home. What a skill. And he gets paid for it.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's like, listen, I've met every single drunk person you could ever possibly meet. I've been doing this for fucking 4 years. Trust me. This foreigner, drunk, is a piece of cake.
Especially in these countries that drive to bars, like in the U.S. You have a bar in the middle of nowhere. You have to drive there.
Yes.
You're not going to get, 20 taxis.
Yes.
You're not going to get
shitty
like,
taxi
Ubers.
service, and there's a bar.
morning.
Exactly. What? It doesn't make any sense, does it?
These guys are great. I really appreciate the Chinese kind of open-mindedness to these old-fashioned problems.
Yeah, that's right.
They're like, well, yeah, he can drive you home, but how does he get back? He's like, well, look at all of our new transportation technology. We've got hoverboards and single wheels and scooters, and why don't we use some of those?
That's right.
It's like, oh, brilliant, man.
Yeah.
And they charge the battery while they're at the bar. It's juiced up. Man, it's so cool.
Yeah.
You're right. When you leave China, you kind of have this step down.
Yeah.
Some things are better. Like I like the cheese in Europe is better than the cheese in China.
The cheese is fucking good though.
Yeah, but the technology.
But man, they've got good
Technology versus cheese. That's the difference.
Ooh, it's what is it? Decisions. What is it going to be? But yeah, I was always wondering about that, because if anyone who's spent time in China, especially a city like Shenzhen, they must go through major withdrawals if they go to other countries, where, and they're like yourself, they're kind of an adventurer, they're a traveler, so they rely on the country kind of having a system where they can get around and fix problems and keep going. It's not like, oh wait, I have to wait 10 days for that. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And China's always so quick, so much speed.
That was so frustrating. Like when I moved from Shanghai to Uganda, that was a huge change overnight.
Yeah.
Shanghai has, I think, the first or second largest metro system in the world.
Hmm.
You could get around underground for like 2 hours. You're still on the train traveling around the city, and skyscrapers, like some of the tallest buildings in the world, and all these things. And then you go to Uganda, and like, oh, when's the bus coming? Like, oh, it should have been here an hour ago. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to wait another
Right.
hour.
But going to a place like like from China to the U.S. or China to Sweden, it kind of shocks you more because you expect those other countries to be a bit higher standard, and you
That's right.
still feel the effect
Yeah.
of going down. I mean, I remember during the bicycle sharing craze
Uh-huh.
a couple of years ago, you were seeing millions of bicycles being manufactured,
That's right. Millions.
and they would have a certain locking system. And then thieves would figure out how to beat the system. For example, they came out with an Excel sheet that they were sharing online,
Hmm.
and for like $8, you could buy this sheet of all the passwords that had been crowdsourced.
Oh, wow.
And every day it got bigger and bigger because people would pay 1 RMB to unlock a bike, and they would type in the bike number and the code. So then the company was like, "Oh crap, we can't use that lock system anymore. We have to change it."
I
But we've
see.
just manufactured, 400,000 bikes. You know?
That's
And it was and the police, the people like the thieves and the crooks and the companies, there was like this dance, this 3-person dance.
hmm
So the police would say, "You can't park your bike in front of a metro entrance." And then the bike app company would have to say like, "Oh, like if a bike is GPSed in front of a metro, we'll alert someone to come pick it up and move it." You're like, oh my gosh, like it was a
Yeah.
cat and mouse,
Yes, that's
and it
right.
was so fast. Every few hours, every few days, there was some news about a change that was happening, or a company that was dropping out or joining in, and
That's right.
gosh,
Yes.
that was
I,
impressive. Like
yeah.
millions, scale of millions, not hundreds.
Yeah, because back then, I mean, we're only talking like 2, 3 years ago. There were
Yeah.
stacks of bikes. They would pile them
Yes.
up, like, and they would be the size of like a one-story
Like a
house.
small mountain. Yeah,
Yeah, and it was like, wow, this is, and that was just that period of time before it all, people, obviously the ones that stuck to it, they're now in charge, and the other ones faded off, and there's a system for this, and now that's
yeah,
gone, that's done, that's finished. There's no more
yeah.
loads of stacks of bikes. There's just, bikes
Right.
where they need
It's
to
it's
be, and that's,
balanced out.
yeah.
And I think even if you're not in the bike industry,
Hmm.
living in Shenzhen, watching that happen was a great lesson
Yes,
for
that's right.
how industries equalize like that, right?
Yes. I,
So if you're doing AI with healthcare, or if you're doing, fashion with earrings or fitness mirrors or whatever,
mhm.
and you see that there's a new product, then there's two competitors, and then a whole bunch of small people start to compete as well, and then there's like a huge race for funding and spreading around the world as quick as possible. And,
Mhm.
you know that it's going to balance out, and in 2 years it's going to be more stable. People are going to be aware of the product, but there will be like a high end and a low end, and blah 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 blah.
That's right.
And you kind of figure out your expectations, and you can say, well, China had 300 million people involved in this. They had so many millions and millions of dollars. They had like so many, like 75 cities and all this stuff. And this is the result from all of that
Yes.
pressure.
Yeah.
So in my little industry, it's currently like 20,000 people, and this and this and that. What can I expect? I felt like China. If you're willing to open your eyes, it was a great place to be aware. It was a great place to look around you and see what's happening on all these different things, with tech, with society, and see how human nature works with innovation, see how we adopt things and reject things, and see how quickly it happens. Like Didi Kuai, when they were giving out the free rides just to get, app downloads.
Yes.
And then once they had, 100 million or 200 million, and they started charging and all this stuff, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, who has deep pockets like that? Like, yeah, we'll give away a few 100 million rides.
Yeah, and also, before, like, and also Luck and Coffee. But before we talk Luck and Coffee,
yeah.
something fun. Like when I first came to China, you would buy a bike, and I mean like a bicycle, right? And you bought a bicycle, and this thing is, just 100, 200 RMB, super cheap piece of shit, right? It's a piece of garbage, but it would get stolen. Like they would instantly get stolen, and you were like, "Guys, I'll just go buy another one. Like, let's see who wins."
Right.
Exactly. Whereas now, I've got my little moped, my scooter, right?
Yeah.
And dude, I leave that wherever the fuck I want. Nobody touches it. I leave it wherever I want, and it's a nice thing.
You've got 400 million bikes now.
Yeah.
Who needs to steal a scooter?
Nobody needs a scooter. Even this nice plush one that I've got, they're like, nah,
Yeah.
that's nobody's gonna buy that. It's the whole world. It's all changed. It's fast. I don't know. And another thing, with deliveries, I know there are, like, New York, there's those guys with bicycles, right? And they ride around, they deliver shit between buildings, whatever, you
Like
pay for that.
paperwork that needs to be signed.
Yeah, and they've got that here, and it's super cheap. And it's a guy on an electric bike, and he can literally beeline across the city, and he could be at any destination like within half an hour. And I was so surprised. I was like, I can just move stuff if I need this guy to sign this document or I need to send this there. These guys, they show up. You're like, once you finish making the call, you're like, okay, maybe I'll just go get a coffee, wait for him. Boom! Oh shit, you're already here. Okay,
he's here.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Wait, I need to go get the document. Sorry, you wait for me. Okay. You know what I mean? It's so fast. It's so fast. And yeah, like when you're talking about burning money, like Luck and Coffee. What? So much discussion about this. But fundamentally, their coffee is good to okay. Like I'm never going to complain about their coffee, and it's so cheap. It says 34 on the app. You only can use the app, right? That's the thing, because they're like,
right.
Come on, don't come in and order and be like, I think I want a frappuccino. Oh wait, do you guys have almond milk? Like, wait, oh my god, okay, wait, let me talk to my doctor before I start having dairy. Like, you don't have to have these discussions. The lady's just like, you order on the app and I'll give you the coffee. And not only that, I'll put it there and you can come down from your office and pick it up. Like that's the model of Luckin, right? And Luckin, they have and it's so cheap, 34 on the app. You go to pay for it, it's 9 renminbi. And you're like, wait, what happened here? What's going on? But that's the thing. They're just always either free, or they're like, oh, today you bought one, you're going to get one free. And you're like, why? What did I do? Okay, fine, done.
Why?
But they just throw it away, right? But it's a government-supported company, I know, and they did fudge numbers, but
this is the communism that people are complaining about.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, communism, everybody does the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you get a free coffee for no reason.
You get for no reason. Or it's so heavily discounted, you're like, shit, maybe I'll buy another one. Because it's stupid. Yeah.
Last year, I was with some former Chinese colleagues in San Francisco, and we checked out an automated coffee shop. There were no people. It was just in the corner. And you could use their app, or you could just scan the QR code and order from that.
I see.
But same thing, you pay through the phone, and then there's like 3 or 6 or something coffee machines with different robot arms.
Okay.
And so they'll make coffee, sugar, cream, whatever, and then the robot arm will put it in a little box. And then when you arrive, you like show your QR code on your phone, and the box scans it, and if it's your coffee, the little door opens and you get your coffee.
And it
So
pops
there's no
out.
humans at all. No humans. They just fill it with beans and water in the morning, and that's it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So basically, the idea behind it is you have these robot coffee stands in tech parks and like office parks where people are going to come outside to have a smoke break or a lunch break or just to go to work or leaving work. And they're just flooding the streets, and there's all these benches to sit down, and you just, go get coffee from this robot.
Okay.
But you can also order from your office, and you can say like, "I'll be there in 9 minutes." So it won't make your coffee right away. It'll put you in a queue, so that it's ready in 9 minutes. Because it's robots, so they got their algorithms, they got their planning, everything's in order. So that's pretty cool. You can, here's my phone. Go get my robot coffee. All right, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean, been having that for years here. There's the robot that you can get ice cream from.
Yeah, I like that one.
It's just a little box, right? It's like a little tiny kiosk, and you just go in, scan the QR code, and right there, the robot goes in, presses the button, ice cream comes out, and it's like ta-da! And it's like, okay, yeah, I don't have to. I mean, human interaction. Everyone is talking, oh, we're losing the touch with humans. I'm like, come to China. Jesus, there are so many people here. Trust me, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know, man, because there are some days when I don't need to talk to a waiter because I'm in the most populated country in the world and there's people everywhere.
Yeah, China, as much as they're jumping on the automation bandwagon, remember, like the street cleaners, they refuse to buy sweeping trucks for the whole cities because they want to keep employing those old folks that sweep the streets with those old brooms.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
He's like, Shanghai could just get like, 200 trucks to clean the city, but instead they employ something like, 80,000 grandparents.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is great because it gives 80,000 people an income and gives them something to do. And it's nice to be walking on the street and you see an old guy and you just like chat to him for a second or two.
Yeah, and he's been
having a loud robot like.
Yeah, he's been doing that obviously for years. That's just his little routine. He's comfortable with it. He's got his little. He lives like 2 blocks away or something. Yeah.
I saw now the like people in Hollywood or somewhere they have stunt robots replacing stunt people.
Yeah. Oh,
so they have a robot that knows when to tuck its knees in and do a flip, when to spread its arms out to balance
or
to the air,
perform a car crash or something.
yeah, and they have these robots swinging on ropes, and then like a trapeze artist, and the robot will just let go, do a double backflip, and land in a net.
Okay.
And if something bad happens, nobody dies, the robot breaks, but it's nuts.
Yeah, wow.
Oh man.
Wow.
I just watched Elon Musk's Neuralink thing a couple days ago.
Yes, did you see that news? Was it a display?
I watched it live.
Okay.
I watched it live. He had 3 pigs.
Okay.
The 3 little pigs. But it's so funny because we demand things like I want to have this technology, but I don't want a big baggy thing on my ear. An Apple Watch has to be sleek. I don't want a big, huge watch, right? So they decided to cut out a part of your skull, and then put this thing in your skull.
Yes.
So it's flush. It's nice and flush.
Yeah.
But it's so funny when he's talking about the process in his voice that he has, right? He's like, so we go in and we remove part of your skull. It's just like this is going to be normal. This is going to be normal in the future.
Yeah.
And a robot does it. It's all robot surgery.
That's right. It's all robotic.
So it's kind of cool. Like my kids, in the future, my kid will be like, Dad, when I remove my skull, I'm like, part of your skull, son, not the whole skull. Part of your skull.
Nice. Yeah, I was going to watch that. What was your overall thinking with Elon Musk and his Neuralink update to the world?
Well, I think we, with a lot of this awesome, potentially awesome technology, our society kind of demands that we go slowly.
Okay.
Like, you have to help people get back to normal first. Like, restoring eyesight in the blind is acceptable. but working on a product that gives normal people superhuman vision, like eagle eye, that's unacceptable, right? So you always have to start the technology by saying, oh, we're going to take somebody with a spinal injury and we're going to give them function of their, their legs. But then, of course, you use the same exact technology